Hello mermaids, let's learn how to make a little knit square from the start. So we're going to start with our slip knot. So if you make your little pinchy fingers and grab that loop of yarn, you'll go in and pull that tail to give you the slip knot. And this is a knot that is adjustable so you can tighten it, and that'll help us later. So to cast on our first stitches, we're doing something very similar. We're creating slip knots with those little pinchy fingers, but instead we're doing it continuously so there's no tail. So we'll go in, I like to do it using the tip of the needle. We'll go in, twist, and pull that loop up and over. I'm just going to cast on the rest of these stitches, and I did 8 total here. So now I like to have it the same way I set up my hands for crochet, to hold tension over the pinky, under the 2 middles, and over the index finger. So we're gonna knit this first row. So we're going in from the front, grabbing a loop of yarn and pulling it straight through back to front. And you'll see that'll create this braid looking texture. So we're going in, wrap around with that index finger. Using your non-dominant hand is really good to prevent wrist pain on your dominant hand. Here I'm right-handed, as you can see. Just trimming off the excess with some scissors. I did spin this yarn, so there's a couple fluffy things going on. So we're going to practice the purl stitch, which is the opposite of the knit. So this time we're going to go back to front, which looks kind of like side to side, and then we're pushing the yarn from front to back. So the knit is in from the front, back to front. The purl is in from the back, front to back. So here I'm adding a similar texture as the swatch that I did earlier, where there's a couple stitches halfway that are different. So now we're going to cast off. So I'm going to knit 1 stitch, knit a second, and that first stitch is going to go over the needle and to grab on top of that second one. So you'll see that it'll start to have a braided texture along the top. So I'm going to finish these guys off, and I'm going to keep this yarn for later, so I'm not going to tie it off, but here you would tie a knot and cut it off. And then you would have your perfect little swatch, which you can use as a bookmark, a pot holder, a coaster, a patch. You can keep going and make it into a scarf. If you'd like to learn how to knit in person, come to our class tomorrow at Dear Tomorrow, link in bio.